Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Kissell.
Hey guys, another episode of Pop Culture Minefield with Keith
and Gerry.
And we're here to talk about nerd stuff because we're nerds. Nerd. And we've been talking a lot about this and two main subjects, and that's pretty much what we're going to probably stick to today, which is the Starship Troopers TV series, because Jake Busey, who's a friend of mine, I met him through working for Dale Dye, and I met some really cool people working for him. Yeah. And Jake's a really solid guy, and like I said, before, it's like when people come onto my page and make fun of Gerry Busey, I delete their comments immediately because, that's his dad, man. And I'm friends with this guy. I don't want that trash on my page. Yeah. Plus, I love Gerry Busey. I think he's awesome. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was in Predator 2, man. So, but anyway, so he's confirming that they are doing the Starship Troopers TV series, but we don't know anything else. We don't know who the showrunner is going to be. Because he's involved with it, we don't know if it's going to be based on the movie that we watched in the 90s.
Or is this going to be
something else, and they're just doing fan service by having him play a character in there? Same character, different character? We don't know. I'm going to shoot him a message later and see if I can get a response from him, but I'm going to bet he can't say anything. But I don't know. I'm really curious. I'm curious what they're going to do, because I've always wanted to see a proper telling of Starship Troopers, because it is such a controversial story. Yeah. And the thing that ticked off a lot of us fans of the book when the movie came out was they made Rico blonde-haired, blue-eyed when he was South American. Yeah. He was dark-skinned, dark-haired. Yeah. But some producer executive said that it wouldn't be right to show a dark-skinned person getting whipped, because we know that Rico gets whipped. Yeah. So they made him this anglicized, Germanic-looking.
Well, they turned South America into pretty much
the East Resort, Southern California, or East Germany resort. It was really bizarre, but I enjoyed Starship Troopers for what it was worth. Great effects. Yes. I enjoyed the humor in it, but it did not understand what Heinlein was writing about. No. He was writing controversial because he was an ultra conservative. Yes. And he actually believed the things that he was putting in that book, that a citizen is a citizen, but that doesn't mean that you have the right to do things. Yeah. That you have to serve to have that right. And so it's through service that you get these special rights, voting, etc. Yeah. And I thought, I don't agree with that even remotely. Yeah. But what an interesting concept. If we were to go to that kind of degree, would you call that fascist, or would you call that, because that's kind of what communist Russia was like? Yeah. So
well, I mean, and definitely with that book and many others, you can definitely say that Heinlein was one of the architects of what became military science fiction.
Yes. So, which is why I was so fond of it. Yeah. I loved military themed science fiction. Still do. I'm kidding. Oh, I totally changed. Now I like little fairies and elves and unicorns and dragons.
Well, who doesn't love dragons?
But anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing some news on that and finding out who the showrunner is going to be. That's going to help us know more of what they're going to be doing. Because once we know who that is, we can find out how they think. Yeah. So But the next thing is I got to go to the sneak preview of Shazam.
Really?
Yes. And I'm so disappointed that you didn't, because I can't spoil the damn movie for you.
Well,
but I will tell you.
We don't believe in spoilers here, but...
Yeah. Now, I reviewed Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
The other Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I felt it was an adequate film. It wasn't great. It was good.
Yeah.
It was really boring at points. They seemed to lose track of where the story was going. Mm-hmm. And then they completely flip it and switch gears on you in a way that was really kind of off-putting at first. But then I go, yeah, all right. I see where you're going. Yeah. But the best part of that movie was, of course, the rapport between Samuel Jackson and Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Yeah. Because holy crap, Nick Fury and Captain Marvel's relationship and banter was awesome.
Yeah. Well written, well acted.
It's a buddy film in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I like buddy films. And it came off as a buddy film, well, for the better part of it. And then it got stupid and slow. And then it got kind of good.
You mean like other buddy films of the 80s and 90s? Like
hey!
The Hidden?
But I enjoyed it to a certain extent. But it was, to me, it was, well, my buddy Eric said it best. Eric Brown. Hey, Eric. Matt. Because I wrote something about it. It was good. He goes, Matt. And I went, yeah, it's a meth film. It's one of those films that I probably won't watch again, other than maybe just a few scenes in it that I really liked with Sam Jackson. Yeah. They had a couple of things in there that just annoyed the crap out of me. Like the whole eye injury thing just annoyed me.
Or Ronan the Accuser.
Yeah, I was like, is this even the same character?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So Kevin Feige has knocked it out of the park up to that point, and then sort of seems to have lost his mind. And I don't know what that's all about.
He's crazy, but he's crazy like Fox, because that film is now peaking just over $900 million
wide. I still believe that $200 million of that is Disney money. That they put it in themselves, bought out theaters to try to curb. Because once again, this is a logic thing. Mm-hmm. I understand why they did it. It's like, we cannot fight this bad press. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy tickets and sell out these theaters and get our numbers up, because they're going to get 80% of that money back anyway. Yeah. You know, so they put $200 million in. They only lost 20% of that. So, and that's how I look at it. A very smart, shrewd marketing move. People go, well, that's lying. It's like, that's marketing. It's not lying. It's marketing. It's smart. It's shrewd. But this film, Shazam, bam, out of the park, dude. Out of the park. I felt like a kid. I almost squeed every once in a while. There was so much. And when they did this one thing near the end of the film, I'm like, oh my God, they did it just like in the comic books. Yeah, I was really elated by that film.
So this basically, would you rate it as, I'd say, with Superman, the movie here, and say X3 down here, would it be closer to Superman?
Oh yeah, it would be way up there with Superman.
Okay.
As a properly done superhero film that's funny,
yeah,
lighthearted,
yeah,
has a good villain,
yeah,
because that's really it. It's like your heroic film is only as good as its villain, yeah. Which is why Justice League did have problems, because Steppenwolf was just not the villain we really needed.
Yeah, we
needed Doomsday
or Darkseid.
I meant Darkseid. I'm sorry, Darkseid.
Yeah,
sorry. Darkseid would have been a much better villain. Oh, we're going to bring him later. Well, now you're not going to get to make another film. You should have had Darkseid. Don't do the shoulda, woulda, coulda. You should have had Darkseid. And this film has this character, and they even show in one scene, I can't tell you what's going on, but you get to see it through a special animation of storytelling, Black Adam. You don't get to see who it is, face-wise, but you see it's obviously Black Adam with the costume. And it's like, oh yeah, that's the setup for that. And I did not have one moment of that film where I felt disappointed in anything. Even with the after credit scene, I was like, yeah, I wanted this one thing to happen, but you know what? I'm still happy. I'm still freaking happy.
Well, let me at least ask this. So you're done with the movie, so is your only really downside is the fact that you couldn't pay to go see it again?
Yeah, because that was it. It was that one showing. And I couldn't go back and watch it one more time. And I would have loved to have done it. Because my girlfriend would have done it too. She really enjoyed it too. We sat and watched that thing and just were having, and I kept leaning over, going, whispering things about, that's from this one comic. And that's from that. Oh my God, I can't believe they brought this into it. Oh my God, oh my God.
So this is definitely just aces across the board for all nerds and geeks everywhere.
And the only thing that bugs me at all about the film is that we don't ever hear him get called Captain Marvel. We get to call him, the kid calls him Captain Sparkly Pants or Sparkly Butt or something. And I thought that was funny. It was funny. But, you know, I think DC probably did a smart thing maybe in doing that so there's not that cross-marketing confusion. Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, he's the original Captain Marvel. But it's like they acquiesced and said, you know what, we're going to give Marvel their Captain Marvel, and we're just going to call him Shazam.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Which is funny to me because, like, anytime, like, who are you? I'm Shazam. Boom, he becomes Billy Batson again. Because he can't say his name that way. So I'm like, it's kind of weird doing that, but great effects. The big battle, they showed in the trailer, was hilarious. When he's standing up there, and they're like 100 yards apart, and the villain's like giving his speech about what he's going to do to him.
Whoa. We don't want to go into too much.
No, this is in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
This is in the trailer. And, you know, Shazam's like, are you giving a villain speech? I can't hear you. It's just... It was so funny. Even though I saw it in the trailer, I still laughed when they did it in the film because there's a great build-up to that moment. And it's just, it is a nod to Big. And there's a huge Easter egg for the movie Big in there. Cool. Which I thought was awesome. I won't tell you what it is. You have to see it for yourself. There was just, it is a family movie. And I thought it was wonderful, by the way, that he defended Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Yeah. Because I found it funny because here's a 30-something white guy defending the feminist who is the last person she wants coming to her defense. But it doesn't matter to Zachary because Zachary's just like this really sweet, nice guy. He's Chuck, man. He's like Chuck in so many ways. Yeah. And I love the show Chuck.
Me too.
And so when I watch him do these things, I go, I kind of, you know, I did the, but then I went, good on you, Zach. Good on you. You're a good guy. And, you know, he's earned my respect for this role because, and I said this earlier, I mean, we talked about this before last week with some of the other episodes where, you know, they make fun of this actor for He-Man. Yeah. And he's always scrawny and everything. It's like, well, Christopher Reeve was too. And of course, Zach was small. Yeah. And look how he beefed up. He looks good in the costume. I'm not saying anything. He's my, what's that, what do you call it? My hall pass. He's my hall pass.
Your man crush of the moment.
If I swung that way, it would be him. But I like Zach. He's really good as Shazam, and that is such a fun movie. When it comes out, we need to go see it together. Okay. We need to go see it together. Get the wives and well, my girlfriend. Yeah. And we'll go to see the movie because I'm telling you, I want to get your reaction right after it. I want to have this like conversation about the film.
I'm just gonna. I know I'll be giddy.
It's a funny thing because Keith does the same thing that I do. When we go see movies that connect with our youth, we become 13 again. And we get the heart racing and the excitement, and we get all squee on the inside. It's really goofy.
Yeah.
Because Force Awakens did that to me.
Yeah.
Standing in line with my daughter to go see that, I was like a little kid. And I love that. I love feeling that way. When I'm 80 years old, if I survive that long, I hope I'm still doing that. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna go see the new Batman movie. It's gonna be good. When I was younger, Batman had an onion for his chest because we were so poor. But, all right, that's enough ranting about that movie. I really like that film. Anything else you want to talk about, my friend?
I think that brings us to the end of another episode.
Another episode done?
All that fun.
And no birthdays today?
None that I
Nobody was born today. Ever. Well, this is Pop Culture Minefield with
Keith
and Gary. And we're out of here. See you guys next time. Y'all come back now. Yeah.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Hi comics and monster fans, welcome to the Return to Monster Island Kickstarter campaign. I'm Nolan. You probably know my work from my years of working at Marvel and DC Comics. I'm the designer and co-creator of the Batman villain Bane. I've recently partnered with my friends at Ominous Press to bring you the 20th anniversary edition of Monster Island. And thanks to all of the backers that supported the project, it was a great success, and we can finally bring to you the long-awaited sequel, Return to Monster Island. It's been 20 years in the making, and I think everybody's been patient long enough. Return to Monster Island is the long-awaited sequel to my original story, Monster Island. It's been 20 years in the making. I've always wanted to do the sequel and the subsequent sequels. This was originally an idea that had 4 story parts, and this obviously is the first one. 2 years have passed since the original adventure, and our heroes, Mac and Duke, are called back to action. When the Monster Island shows up on the Navy radar screens above the Bering Sea, it's a race against time to get there before the Russians. A group of aliens has taken over the island, and our heroes have to set things right before the island disappears once more. New characters, new monsters, and new dangers await you on the Return to Monster Island. Some of the great rewards for this campaign include Return to Monster Island in full color, a colorized version of the original Monster Island, commission art done by me, and lots of other great stuff. Thank you for joining us for Return to Monster Island. I hope you'll consider pledging your support to this campaign. I know with your help it'll be a huge success.